Hey, what's up, everybody? And it's back for more action here as November continues for us. This is the last game in our big run of games that are all kind of lumped in together. We are hosting Beijing Sport University FC. Now, Beijing Sport University FC doesn't exist anymore in real life, and I was just reading about it. It kind of went under earlier in 2023, actually. There is also a club in this database called Beijing Baxi, Baxy, which is a little bit crazy because these are the same club. So whoever created this database threw a whole bunch of sort of random teams in there from China's past and treated them all differently, even though they're not. Park Myung-sung with the ball here over to Lee Jin-young. And he's looking for, I'm not sure who that was there, but it's taken away by the Beijing Sports University player, and we need to get this ball back, and let's see if we can do a little bit better job with this defending. We're kind of letting them pass the ball over us. Chen Jun there, finally, the center back, gets it over to Park Myung-sung to Lee Jin-young now. Lee Jin-young goes up, looks for Gustafsson, and he has him. Gustafsson with a shot from an awful angle, and of course there's nothing to show for that, and we keep on going. Beijing Sport University here I think they're in 19th place, so they're not really going to provide much of a challenge for us. 20,500 and change here at the stadium, and it's minus 7 degrees Celsius, which is colder than we thought it was going to be. This is probably November 7th or 8th or something like this in game. I haven't really paid that much attention. I looked all that closely. I probably should have. Here's Park Myung-sung with the throw over to Gustafsson, back to Park Myung-sung. He takes it up forward, and that is taken away by the defender. But fortunately for us, they try to lump it forward again. Chen Jun is back to get onto that, over to Park Myung-sung, up to Shui Xiaopeng, looking for Sandberg, and there is a attempt at one of those sort of frog kick clearances or header clearances, and it doesn't work. Jakob Dicko Eng finally gets the ball in scoring range and then knocks that one over everybody's head and over the bar. He's still having a hard time actually figuring out how to score. We just gave him a new contract, Dicko Eng, that is, for a lot of money. Lee Jin-young with the ball now. Lee Jin-young takes it up himself. Lee Jin-young, and he's fouled just outside of the penalty area. I think that is. Would that be a penalty or not? I mean, you tell me what you think. I think he's right outside of the area, right outside of the box. Let's see what the referee has to say about this. And that's no penalty. Yeah, it's just right outside and right sort of on that cusp. And the Beijing defender, fortunately for them, gets no card. Lee Jin-young now will take the free kick. Knocks it forward, looking for Chen Jun, who's a little bit too short to grab that one. Gustafsson has it and knocks this back to Ployman, and we are in an offensive position again, and that is the end of that highlight. This is knocked forward and sort of lumped up there. I'm not sure who we were looking for there. Whoever we were looking for, it didn't work. However, Dicko Eng's able to get onto that one, passes over to Li Chang, who takes a shot from range, and that forces a good save by the Beijing goalkeeper. Sandberg now is going to take this corner, looking for Yan Kun, can't quite find him. Then Park Myung-sung is going to be called for the foul. And that is the end of that highlight. And they have a throw, and we're not looking so good here in the early going. This is, again, one of these matches where we're kind of rotating out our first squad and trying to give some of these other players a chance. And not many of them have impressed me so far here in the early going. And we need to get this ball back, and that will help as they try to lump it forward again. Yan Kun goes back and gets it. Kind of plays around with it, finds Park Myung-sung there on the right-hand side. Park Myung-sung will take this up himself over to Sandberg. Sandberg now puts on another move, looking for Li Chang, and Li Chang was fouled, no call. Gustafsson, though, is there to clean up the mess, and he gets a goal. And this Gustafsson is a good player, isn't he? This is the other player with Swedish ties. We have quite a few of these Asian players with Swedish ties. Sandberg is the Taiwanese national who grew up in Sweden. Gustafsson is the Thai national who I think also has strong ties to Sweden. So that's the sort of player that we have here on Yanbian FC. It's a bunch of players like that and a bunch of Koreans and the occasional Chinese player thrown in here and there. 1-0 Yanbian FC here in the early going, and we have the ball back again. Chen Jun has it. He'll slow it down a little bit over to Lee Jin-young, back to Park Myung-sung, over to Chen Jun, and over to Yan Kun. He's going to slow it down himself. Looking forward, back to Chen Jun now. We stay on that right side, and this is a little lumping pass over to Sandberg, who gets it onside and then scores the goal. And man, I tell you, if we could do that a little bit more often, I'd be pretty happy. I'd be pretty happy with that. This one, this is one that puts a smile on my face. I just love this pass from Chen Jun, sort of lumps it on forward. Sandberg able to be the guy, has an excellent first touch, keeps it, passes it to himself, and takes that shot. And there's no way you're going to stop that. Miguel Sandberg is looking better and better, and I think we have a good young one. 21 years old, full Taiwan international, but of course it's the Taiwan national team. Yanbian with it now. Yanbian over to Ployman. Ployman takes this up himself, lumps it forward for Jakob Dicko Ing. Dicko Ing now looking for the cross, can't quite get to anybody. To Ployman now, over to Lee Jin-young, over to Park Myung-sung. And there's another cross over to, that was for Gustafsson, and that ended up going onto the foot of the Beijing Sports University defender, and then out of play for, I believe, a corner. And this was not a bad thought, but that was a good play, I think. Actually, it's out for a throw. That was a good play, though, by Beijing Sports University. Shui Xiaopeng now with it to Park Myung-sung, over to Lee Jin-young, who takes a header, and that's from range, and that's not really troubling anybody. Still 2-0 here, Yanbian FC, and we're probably going to go to halftime with that score. Park Myung-sung in with another throw over to Gustafsson, to Sandberg, back to Park Myung-sung, over to Sandberg, back to Park Myung-sung again, over to Chen Jun. Chen Jun finds Shui Xiaopeng, over to Sandberg, and here comes Sandberg over, looks for Jakob Dicko Ing, finds him. That header is aimed in the right place, and there's no way you're going to stop that. 3-0 Yanbian FC, and we're starting to get a little bit more cohesion here. We're starting to figure out where we are. We're starting to figure out where the other players are. This is an excellent crossing pass, and I mean, there's just no way. What are you going to do? How are you going to stop that? There's nothing that you can do about it. Jakob Dicko Ing is showing us that maybe he does deserve that contract after all. Not bad. The Beijing goaltender Zhao Bo knocks this one forward. Yanbian wins it in the midfield, but then we lose it because Li Chang is not quite strong enough to fight his way onto that. And now we're in a little bit of trouble here as Beijing Sports University has a shot from range. Liu Xiaoziyang, fortunately for us, plays that one correctly, but that was a little bit dangerous. Gustafsson with it now, and I'm surprised that we haven't heard the halftime whistle yet. Back to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung will slow it down a little bit, finds Lee Jin-young. Lee Jin-young then knocks this one forward for Sandberg. That's kind of a strange way to sort of center it, and that will be the end of the first half. And so far, 3-0 Yanbian FC, and we are just dominant in this match. We've given up the one shot. That was an amazing 45 minutes of play. Let's put these boys back out there, see what they can do here in the second half. I'm really impressed with that. I mean, this is our B/C team. We have a number of players here who just have not played that much this year. And if the B or C team is playing like this, I think that we can expect good things to come. And now we're going to wait and see what happens with the next highlight. It ends up being a corner for Beijing Sports University. And I think they're trying to increase their offensive attack. Liu Xiaoziyang is able to jump up and grab this one. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a counter. He waits for a second. He's going to end up throwing this over to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung passes upwards to Gustafsson. We are thinking counterattack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders, but we have 4 attacking players as well. It's back to Lee Jin-young, and that's where the defense can never quite figure out what we're going to do. We end up winning a corner. And so you can see there in the space of about a minute, we got the ball all the way up the field and had a very real chance on a shot on goal. This one ends up back with Sandberg. I'm surprised they didn't call that for offside. And Sandberg takes a tumble there in the penalty box. Didn't look like that was close enough for a foul. It looks kind of like he just wanted to get his uniform dirty. And we are now out of the highlight and waiting to see what's going to happen next. And there's a little pass forward, and it finds Park Myung-sung in the end. And Chen Jun takes it, and he'll just stand there with it over to Yanbian, and we're slowing it way up. Look at how far forward that defensive line is for Beijing Sport University, at least how far forward they were. Now they've backed up a little bit. Chen Jun over to Lee Jin-young. Lee Jin-young to Gustafsson. Gustafsson back to Park Myung-sung over to Chen Jun. And we've moved them now very nicely into their own half of the field. Yanbian with it now over to Chen Jun. And you can see those Beijing Sport University defenders trying to cheat upwards a little bit. Park Myung-sung now with it over to Chen Jun. Chen Jun to Lee Jin-young. Lee Jin-young, and you know what he's looking for, and that's what he's looking for. Looking for the little lump pass, and hits to Gustafsson over to Miguel Sandberg, who gets his second goal of the match. And that was a very, very impressive move. And that's what happens when you try to cheat. You can see, look at these central defenders trying to cheat upward, always trying to cheat upward, a little bit here, a little bit there. So we just lump a pass over to the side, and then nobody's there. You have one guy who accidentally came back too far, but it doesn't matter because Gustafsson passed that one backwards from the position that he was in. And Sandberg has a 9.8 rating, 2 goals and 2 assists so far in this match, and we're not even an hour into it. Isn't that amazing? Lee Jin-young now with it, and it's taken away from him, but he runs back, wins it back over to Park Myung-sung, down to Shui Xiaopeng. Shui Xiaopeng finds Gustafsson, who takes a shot from range, and it wasn't much of a shot, but it was worth a try, I suppose. The ball is back with us in their zone, over deployment, back to Yanquan, over to Chen Jun now. Chen Jun takes it up to Park Myung-sung, over to Lee Jin-young. Lee Jin-young finds Gustafsson, and they thread the needle. Sandberg's going to get a hat trick, and he just misses that one. He's got to kick himself for missing that one. What you want to see him do, and he's young, this is why this doesn't happen. What you want to see him do is you want to see him right here just explode and square off against the goaltender instead of trying to go for this bizarre angle. But that will improve over time. He has the ability to do that, I know. I think we've seen him do it before, but he needs to square that one up a little bit more if he wants to get his 10.0 rating. Here is a corner now from Sandberg. Let's see if he can get another assist. And he finds Yanquan, but that's knocked back to Sandberg, who is fouled, and we think that is going to be a penalty, and I think that Sandberg is going to wind up taking this. I don't know what his penalty taking rating is at all because we don't see the ratings. That is awarded, and it is going to be Sandberg, and here he is. And he ends up knocking that one straight into Jalbo's arms. It knocks straight back to him, and then he goes back and scores it again. So the penalty is missed, and instead of freaking out about it, he just walks right up and says, "Thank you very much," and knocks that one in, and that is a goal. 5-0 Yanbian FC. Sandberg has his perfect 10.0 and his hat trick, and we're playing fairly well. Park Myung-sung now back to Chen Jun. Chen Jun lobs this one forward to nobody. And that was a rookie mistake by the 17-year-old. Is he 17 or 16? I don't remember. And there is a goal that punishes him for it. And the question is whether Wang Xiufu is offside or not. I think he was onside, honestly, when I looked at that. That didn't look suspicious to me. And it has been awarded, yeah. And, I mean, this was, you knew that this was going to come, this sort of thing. This one's just lumped on forward. They're using the play out of our playbook, and, yeah, he's pretty clearly onside. Liu Xiaoziyan could have done a little bit better, I think, to try to stop that one from going in. But we're not going to worry too much when we have the 5-1 lead. Li Chang passes it backwards here to Chen Jun. Chen Jun, who was responsible for that poor pass, now gets it back to Yanquan and says, "Here, you do it. You do something with it. You're a little bit older." Back to Chen Jun again. Chen Jun kind of walks it up forward, finds Park Myung-sung. Over to Gustafsson. Gustafsson prevents it from going out. Back to Lee Jin-young to Park Myung-sung. Over to Chen Jun again. Chen Jun with it. Knocks it up to Park Myung-sung. And it's taken away from him, and then he knocks forward, finds Sandberg, who heads that one with absolutely no force, no ferocity at all, and that ends up being a goal kick. It was a good idea. Give him points for trying. He waits well, but, I mean, we got to work a little bit on the finishing there. That was a ridiculous finish. He can take that one into his feet and pound that one in through instead of trying to head that. It's a little bit ridiculous. And it's with Dicko Eng now in a good position over to Shui Xiaopeng. And that is off the crossbar, unfortunately. Another one off the crossbar if you saw my video about that. And Rick Wills is able to get another one back for Beijing Sport University. And I'm a little bit worried here, guys. What's going on? How come we allowed that to happen? And this is just a poor play here from Yanquan, who is just too slow. That's the problem. Remember I was talking about these center backs and how it's okay if they're a little bit slow? Well, that wasn't okay. That was a pretty poor play there by Yanquan, who's had down to a 7.6 or 6.7 rating, despite being involved in a lot of offensive attacks in this game, and that was not very good. Liu Xiaoziyan should have had a better game than this as well. I'm a little bit frustrated with him. But again, he's like 19, 20 years old, so you can't get too upset. He will improve over time as he gets more game time. Yanquan down to Ployman, and he knocks this one forward, and this is just going to go to nobody, and that's the full-time whistle. Sandberg had a great performance, full hat trick, playing very, very well. Gets the 10.0 rating. Gustafsson behind him with the 8.9. We got to worry a little bit about this guy, and Shui Xiaopeng was very, very quiet in this one. Li Chang as well kind of disappointed me by not scoring a goal. But, the young kids will have bad days from now and from time to time, and we deal with that when they come. And I will talk with you again tomorrow. We'll have another match for you then. Bye.